Well, hello. I'm Andrew McKee with Faire Life, and Life's a Fair. Great to see you again. Hope all of you are doing great. Yes, hey, good Diana. Hey, good to see you. Janine, James, John. What a nice Monday. I like to make sure I say that because, sometimes we still forget what day of the week it is. At least I know I do. I think that sometimes that's why I did this Monday show right here, just so that it'd help me remember. I don't know if some of you feel that way, but yeah, I do a little bit sometimes. It has been a crazy week. I mean, a really amazing, crazy week. A lot of good stuff. Some of you may have seen the game of choices that we did with Paulo Garbanzo last week on Wednesday. It was a lot of fun. Oh my gosh. And yeah, we had Kristen, Steve, and April join us, and it was a good time. If you haven't seen it, go check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and show you that a little bit right here, because I keep forgetting with the little graphics up here, I'll get better at it, I promise. But yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And with Nat 21 Adventures, and if for those of you that don't know, Paulo, he does this gaming group online on Sunday evenings, and with a lot of hilarious people. And I've enjoyed watching that and checking it out. So I said, "Hey, Paulo, can we do something? Can we do something over here? Because I'd love to do something." And we came up with this, and it is just great. It was a lot of fun. So Kristen seemed to enjoy it. Yes, she did. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. Maybe we'll look at doing something like that again soon. If you liked it, I know Kristen did. But if any of the rest of you liked it, feel free, please, to chime in and let me know. If you'd like to see more things like that involving gaming, maybe some more little events like that or something totally different. I don't know. It's sort of like a little left of center of what Ren Fair normally is. But, as an occasional left of center thing, I think, why not do it? Let's give it a shot. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. And if you haven't checked it out, yeah, do check it out. And also, yeah, if you're joining us and you having fun tonight, go ahead and share the link, please. Yeah, share the video on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube, and yeah, just share that out so that more people can see it. Oh, what program did I use to roll the dice? Oh, wow. Yeah, that was actually that was actually some software. I mean, it wasn't actually a program. It was web-based. You run it in a browser. And what I did was I just captured the screen and put it up in a window on there. And it was pretty cool. And I did some tweaking to the code. You can find it on GitHub. So yeah, everybody loves GitHub when you're a programmer. But yeah, I did a lot of research on it, and it was pretty good. It needed a little tweaking, so I did change it a little bit, but I still need to do more. That was just sort of like a test run. So, and it was truly random. I really liked how the software worked, because what it did was, and it's rare that I'm willing to use software that goes out on the web to get stuff and bring it back. Normally I want to do everything in-house. I've always tried to do that because you never know when a server goes down somewhere. So, I mean, and especially when you're connecting to dozens of servers to get this bit of graphic or that bit of code on what you're running, I mean, you really run the risk of problems over a long show. So I try to do everything local. But this one did do one bit of code. I said, this is worth it. They used, there's a site that generates that records noise and uses that to generate random numbers. And it's about as random as you can get. So yeah, that's sort of what I used. And I was willing to make that sacrifice because it did work well and it looked cool. And yeah, if we do it again, I will do some serious tweaking on it, and I think I'll make it look a lot better. Hey, Jamie. And hey, Elizabeth. Yeah, that's... And Jan? Yeah, great to see y'all. So yeah, anyway, that was the dice, and I think that worked really well. I was really happy with that. Yeah. So, and then Thursday, for those of you that saw it, we had our last show with Nancy Daly and Mark Gunn, and really good. Those of you may remember that I've played music with Mark for years, and yeah, I mean, I played music with him when I first started doing Faire. A lot of fun, and it was great working with him and doing that. And then Nancy, I first met her back in at Kansas City Renaissance Festival back in the day, and one of the nicest people I've ever met at Faire. Really sweet lady and really cool. So when we started looking at this, I was kind of like, I wonder what Nancy's doing, because I bet that would be really cool. And I contacted her, and she was thrilled and jumped right in. And I'm glad we got the two of them. I thought the pairing of an auto harp and a hammered dulcimer like that worked really well. I was a little surprised. I wasn't sure. I thought this might work pretty well, but it worked a lot better than I thought. Yeah, you never know with that kind of thing when you're pairing two groups together. Usually it's not always two musicians. Sometimes you get one like acrobat or something and one musician, and you try to figure out who should go first and how they'll balance. And especially considering they're recording the show themselves, it can be really tough to figure out who should. How that's going to fit. And usually the best you hope for is that, it'll be a good pairing. But I think this actually turned out to be a really, really good pairing. I don't know. The music was complementary, but it wasn't at all the same. And I love that. So that was nice. That was nice. That was really a lucky break there. And, you do your best, but it's always nice when it works out. I know you know what I mean. Yeah, and that's Teresa. Yeah, that's one of the things. I didn't think many people had heard Nancy. She's more Midwest. Has done a few fairs up there, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about this when I talk about the upcoming podcast. But yeah, there's some good stories about what's been going on with her, and one of them is she went back to school and kind of got away from fairs for a few years, and then went back, and right now, she's really only playing Muskogee, Castle Muskogee Fair in Oklahoma, and she may expand on that and do a few others. But yeah, it's been interesting. So yeah, there were some fans that showed up to the show that I think hadn't really seen her in a while, and were thrilled about that. So that was kind of cool, and I love being able to do that because yeah, she's a really nice lady and a great musician, and deserves to be heard as much as possible. Yeah. Oh, hey, you forgot to check in, Deidre. Yeah, that's, I understand. I always forget here, I always forget to check in too. So that's definitely my fault. I'm horrible at that. So here, let me just go ahead and do that. There you go. There you go. Just for you. See, you aren't the only one. I forgot to check in too. At least through chat. So, okay. But yeah, if you haven't seen the last show, go check it out, because it was a good show and a lot of fun. And yeah. Oh, and I almost forgot. The other thing is that it raised a lot of good money for charity for Recife, the Renaissance Catastrophic Emergency Assistance Foundation. I'll get the acronym eventually. It's still new, but they've already helped some people, and it's really a good organization during all of this. So, yeah, that was really cool of Nancy and Mark to donate their show to charity like that, and really giving. And I love it when performers do that. And it was good stuff. So yeah, go check out the show, and if you have a little extra money, please donate what you can, because it really does make a difference. It already has with many people. So yeah, please do. But yeah, it's always, I love the warm fuzzy moments, because there's always rough stuff going on in the world right now. So when you get those warm fuzzy moments, I try to hold on to them as long as I can. What can I say? But yeah. Oh, as far as, and I mentioned the podcast, yeah, if you haven't listened to the last one, definitely go check that out because yeah, that was a really good that was a good podcast as well, and that was Lady Prudence and Matt Young, the Pride of Ireland. I mean, very hilarious, interesting people. So yeah, if you haven't listened to that, check that out. And we do have a few earlier ones too. So see if there are any you might be interested in. Check that out. And then one that's up on our Patreon right now. That is well, you can see the graphic right up here. Mark Gunn and Nancy Daly, and they yeah, we put it all on Patreon first. So if you if you'd like to support us on Patreon, you get some cool stuff early, and we'd appreciate it. But it will be available tomorrow to everyone, so do check that out. So a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and like I said, Nancy talks about what she's been going through in Faire, and it's quite interesting. Good stuff. And Mark, well, Mark is Mark, so yeah, thank you, Jan. Great interviews. Yeah, Mark, he's been doing podcasts for. Yeah, actually, we do talk about the history of his podcasts in the podcast. Yeah, talking about the history of podcasts in a podcast. Yeah, there's a word for that, but that's okay. Yes, that's right. For this week's show, we've already started getting blooper reels, and we're looking at them, and it is good stuff. It is really good stuff. So I'm thrilled about that. But yeah, do check out do look for the podcast because it's funny stuff, and yeah, Mark's no stranger to podcasts, so it was just a fun time talking. I always like that too. Yeah. So yeah, a good blooper reel coming, and the show coming up next week is going to be really good too. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and talk about it. Why not? Because I try to do this in a particular order, but I never follow it. I don't know. It's a habit I developed playing music. It just never goes the way you think it will. You schedule and you plan, and then you say, okay, do you talk about this first, and then this first, and this first, and a tangent happens, somebody says something, and the next thing you know, gonna talk about this. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and bring up the new show, which is with Shakespeare Approved and Chase Treasure, and that will be coming up this Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. So, really awesome having them on because Shakespeare is, well, he has a really funny, hilarious show, and he really hadn't put it together for online use before. So this was like a test, and oh my gosh, he did such a great job. I think you're going to really like it. It's really funny, and Chase Treasure, I mean, they're just wonderful ladies and great voices. So I think you're going to like that too. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. And so definitely check out the link for the event that's going to be coming up, and it will. Yeah, I mean, go ahead and just click in that you're interested or going or whatever, so you'll get a notification about it. Yeah, the plan is what the plan does. Yeah. And I think that's the important thing that I realized early on, because, planning is great. Planning is a good idea. It is a good idea to plan. Being upset when the plan doesn't work out exactly the way it's supposed to is very foolhardy, because it's never going to. The world does not work out that way. So the trick is just to try to plan and to make it at least semi-modular, make it where you can switch things around and do a lot of different things. So that is the goal. That is always the goal. But, and honestly, that's one of the reasons I do shows the way I do. I've talked in earlier Faire Lives, I've talked a little bit more about this, but, I don't just hit play and let the show go. I mean, yeah, we pre-record the videos because the quality is much better and internet can be very finicky and flaky. But everything else, I line up in order, and it's like doing a TV show. I put them all and say, okay, next, and we're going to transition to this, and go. And okay, that's going on, and okay, we're getting a text pop up here of information, and here we go. And we're going to let that go, and then I'm done with that text pop up. We're taking it away now. And I just kind of go with it that way. So it's a bit of a production. one of the reasons you don't see me chat much during the Thursday show. I'm usually pretty busy. Yeah, and that's why I'm glad Lee's around, because without her, I don't know what I'd be doing. Yeah, so that helps. Yeah, so yeah, the next show I think will be a lot of fun. So definitely check that out. I'm really looking forward to it, like I said. Now, oh, okay. Well, I did have a topic that I wanted to discuss. This is a very, very important issue. It really is. Yeah, I think this is important. So we really need to talk about this seriously now. Yeah. Now, unicorns. This is the Fair Life editorial now. Okay, unicorns. Are they lovely, pure creatures of peaceful joy, or the greatest con artists in the history of fantasy? Now, that's a big question, because seriously, I mean, these little cute, wonderful horses that just seem all nice and with luscious pastel colors. I mean, okay, I just want to kind of channel my inner Ash from Army of Darkness and just kind of hold you all back and say, it's a trick, get an axe. Because it just seems too good to be true. No, I think there's something wrong here. So yeah, so just go ahead and chime in what you think here about unicorns. You know, do you think they're really that wonderful and that innocent and pure as the stories claim, or is it a bit of a trickery kind of thing? You know, just you don't judge a book by its cover sort of route. So yeah, say what you think, because this is a big issue. Oh, and she addresses this question in her comic. That are still in script form. Well, so okay. Well, hopefully at least it starts. So go check out Kristen's comic, because that at least is a good start. They're not as cool as fairies. Now that okay, yeah. I mean, I totally will agree with that. That's very, very true. I cannot deny that fact. Cannot deny that. You know, and another thing that kind of occurred to me, you know, you look at their horns, right? That is not a defensive weapon. I mean, think about it. I mean, something's chasing you. The unicorn's running away with the horn pointed out front. Yeah. No. The only way that horn works is in any type of weapon capacity if it charges you head on, literally, and smashes directly into you with aim. I mean, that's it. So I don't know how much of a defensive weapon that really is. I mean, it seems kind of offensive to me. Like, you know, it's plotting something. Leave me alone in my grove, or I'm gonna make you. Who says unicorns run away? Well, I'm just saying that's a normal defensive maneuver, right? I mean, you know, you want to fight? Well, I'm a peace-loving, innocent creature, so I'm going to go away because I don't want to deal with your pettiness. I mean, I'm just saying, right? Goats than horses. Interesting. But it's also sort of naughty and unmanageable. Okay, so they're cantankerous kind of thing. They're, okay. Okay, yeah, I said head on. Okay, thank you, Damaris. Yes, I couldn't resist. The orcs, okay. To fight lions. Okay, well that's interesting. Certainly better than the narwhal theory, I'll give it that. Yeah. Fighting lions, that can't be easy. And I guess the horn gives you reach, you know? So you know, the lion has the paw and the teeth, and it has the reach. Okay, I might buy that. But I don't know. Yeah, lions are pretty quick. I don't know. I don't know between a horse and a lion, which one is technically faster. That's an interesting point too. Yes, they've kind of gone the pop culture route of the horse, Kristen. So yeah, that's true. So saying that it looks more like an antelope and not just a horse with a horn, and as how it's supposed to be. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I guess it's sort of gone the Santa Claus route where they've kind of made it commercially how they wanted to. So yeah, yeah. And it's also a lot easier for jousters to ride unicorns. So I get that at Faire. Let's just be honest. It's, yeah, a lot easier. So it makes it makes it easier at fairs. Ah, yes, the only innocent people can approach them theory, Elizabeth. Yes, you're mentioning that. Yes. Uh-huh. But say someone kidnaps a damsel to be used as a kind of trap to the unicorns. Unicorns aren't likely to be so easily fooled. I see. I see. That's true. That's true. Kind of the whole Legend movie thing. Yeah. Early Tom Cruise, for those of you who aren't familiar with the movie Legend. I'm going to be honest, I prefer the British version as opposed to the American Tangerine Dream soundtrack version. I'm apparently I'm in a minority. A lot of people prefer the Tangerine Dream version for the movie Legend, but yeah, no, I actually like it. I like orchestra. I guess I'm old school. Shocking considering what I do for a living. There was a patent published on what a unicorn is? Wow. That's interesting. Tim Curry. Yeah, well, yeah, I love Tim Curry, Kristen. Yes. Amazing in that film. Yeah, I think before that, a lot of people were not as familiar with Tim Curry outside of, Rocky Horror type of thing. But no, that just really, yeah. Although, yeah, I don't know if you'd really easily recognize him from that role, the name, but the face, it's wow, yeah. Yeah, Elizabeth, there were two versions. Yes, originally it was all cut. I mean, it's filmed in England on one of those huge British sound stages. It was all done indoors. All the outdoor scenes, that was all on a set. I mean, crazy, right? Huge set, but it was done. And they had a beautiful orchestral score done, and then they sent it for distribution in America. And what did the studio do? It's too long. No, we need. It's an '80s film. No, we need more. So they cut it, so it's not as long, and they got Tangerine Dream to do a soundtrack. So it's totally different. It's really odd. Now, I will say, Tangerine Dream, I prefer that to, say, the movie Lady Hawk. With that music, that's not my jam, I'll be honest. But it's still a good orchestral score for fantasy. I mean, they did a pretty good job for the fantasy music with the synthesizers, but it's still... Nah, I still have to go with the British version. But yeah, you can check it out. And if you go with the Blu-rays and DVDs now that are out, they often have both versions in there. Yeah, some usually call it the director's cut because it's the original version. It was the director's cut. Really? Damaris, you don't like Tangerine Dream? Oh, thank you. Usually everybody votes me down on that. Yeah. Tim Curry. Oh my gosh. I mean, you watch something like Rocky Horror Picture Show, and then you go with Legend, and then you suddenly jump over to the movie like Clue, and you go there, and you're just kind of like, wow. I mean, regardless, you have to respect him as an actor, no matter what you think. I mean, he's got range. Okay? Yeah, definitely. Definitely has range. But anyway, we're getting off topic here. We're talking about Tim Curry, and we should be talking about how unicorns are probably evil. And not... No, I'm kidding. I always kind of come down hard on unicorns. I do this song called the Unicorn Song, and I always... I always kind of make fun of the unicorns a little bit in there. Can't resist. So I might be a little biased. Maybe just a little. It's possible. Can't be sure. Never know. But yeah, just a little history there. So yeah, to be fair. to be fair. Thank you, Damaris, for that vote of confidence. Evil rhinos, they are evil. I like that. Thank you. That is a good statement. And Kristen says, all paths lead to Tim Curry. Yes, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah. I mean, there is a certain dominance in the Kevin Bacon game when you're doing going from people to different movies. Yes, it is amazing. Tim Curry is astonishing that way, for sure. Yes, I'm going to just drink a little bit from my Princess Bride glass. Yeah, no, not a fantasy lover here. No, I haven't read his Phase series. Janine's asking me if I've ever read Piers Anthony's Phase series. And apparently he has a musical unicorn with a 5-beat gait. Wow. Huh. A 5-beat gait. That's impressive. Personally, it's always weird playing in 5/4 for me, but that's impressive if you can pull it off. But yeah, okay. Well, okay. I think we've settled at least on some people like unicorns and some people are suspicious. I think we've kind of settled on our camps here, right? I think that's where we are, right? Okay. I think I've made my point, though, right? I mean, it's at least a little suspicious. I mean, you might say, I don't care, I like them anyway. Perfectly valid. But I don't know. Just saying, I'm still in doubt. So, okay. That was good talk. Okay, now coming up tomorrow, I'm going to be on Shakespeare's show. Now, I originally, of course, I was going to be on. Sorry, let's go over here. It's kind of like covered up by Shakespeare. Boy, memories of high school covered up by Shakespeare. I was going to be on last week, but that got postponed, and we moved it to this week, so it should be good for tomorrow. And you like them because they're suspicious. Damaris says she likes unicorns because they're suspicious. I think that really says a lot more about you, really, than unicorns. You said that, but okay. But yes, Shakespeare's coffee break will be at 2:35 tomorrow afternoon Central Time, so 3:35 Eastern. And yeah, I mean, really, we just hang out and drink coffee. Well, he drinks coffee, I drink tea because, okay, little known fact, I've actually never had coffee. I have never had coffee in my entire life. So yeah, I just not a coffee person. I'll be honest, when I smelled it when I was young, it always it had this sort of, well, I was a kid, so bear that in mind, but it kind of smelled like dirt to me in a way. It kind of looked like it, and it had that earthy smell. And I was kind of like, why would I want to eat that? At least I clean off the vegetables before I eat them. I mean, yeah, it just seemed really strange. So I just never went there. Not interested in coffee. Really bizarre. And I took it to extremes. I even avoided coffee flavored ice cream or cake or anything. It was just anything with the word coffee in it, I pretty much avoided. That's a little weird there, but I know. I normally seem so normal. But oh well. Deidre says her kid had coffee in her bottle. I like that. Yes. Some people are like that, and I'm not saying coffee's evil. It's not a unicorn. I'm not saying it's a unicorn. I'm just saying it's not really for me. So I will be drinking tea. Probably, I really love mint tea normally, so I might do some peppermint or spearmint tea or something like that. So if you're curious. But yeah, we'll just be hanging out and talking about random things. I'll probably make some notes about what I should talk about, and then I'll ignore them when I'm there and talk about whatever. Sometimes it'll be at movies or TV shows. Sometimes it'll be some other bit of nerddom, or sometimes it'll just be whatever. You never know. It might be about Faire. It might be about something else. Thank you, Jan. Another teetotaler in the ring. Yes, thank you. The good herbal tea. Actually, I like regular black tea too. It's really pretty much any hot teas are good, and iced tea. This is actually, yeah, right here is just iced tea. Yes. Always good. But yes, so yeah, check out that tomorrow. We'll have a link on the Life's a Faire page, so you can find it from there. You can also go to Shakespeare Approves and get to it from there. But yeah, should be a lot of fun. So if you're free in the afternoon, check it out. Always a blast. Yeah, peppermint. I know. It's not just tea for me, Chris. Chris says that me too, peppermint is my favorite, and I know it's not just peppermint tea. I like peppermint candies, peppermint, anything. Oh God, when I was a kid, peppermint ice cream was a thing for a while. Ugh, yeah. Yeah, I just always loved peppermint. It was always one of my favorite tastes. So always a good one. Always a good one. And Janine's saying that they have one coffee cake recipe with coffee as an ingredient. Otherwise, my coffee experience is limited to the coffee flavored candies that someone inexplicably gave out to trick-or-treaters. That horrible person. And that right there is one of the reasons I always had a tough time at holidays with candy, like Valentine's Day, because I have these boxes of assorted chocolates. And for the longest time, it was always a mystery box. They never told you, this is what's in there. I mean, what? People's tastes are so different. And then you also get allergies sometimes and things like that. And I mean, you're not going to tell them. So lately, this was back years ago. Now that's more rare. Now they usually have exactly what's in there listed somewhere. And I'm so happy about that. Oh my gosh. It always bugged me. So probably you too, I imagine, because although I don't know, maybe with an audience like y'all, you might like a mystery sometimes. You might say, let me see, almond caramel or coconut. Let's find out. You might be like that. I never was. Yeah. I do love mysteries though, surprisingly, but not with food. I like kind of knowing what I'm getting into with food. But general mysteries, oh yeah, that's actually one of my favorite genres in movies, books, everything. One of my favorites. So, another little known fact. And Kristen quotes a classic movie, "Life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're gonna get." Always approve of good movie quotes, so well done, Kristen, well done. I do love the quotes. Yeah, it's... I haven't seen Forrest Gump in forever, for those of you trying to remember what movie that's from. I'm sure most of you got it. But yeah, no, that was a good movie, but when it came out, in the 90s, it was so overplayed. I mean, you watched it in the theater, and then they showed it on TV all the time, and it was, I would be surprised if all of you haven't seen it at least twice. I've seen it more than that. But, it's been a while, so it might be time to watch that one again, because that was a pretty good film. And Kristen says she went to school in Savannah where Forrest Gump was filmed. Okay. I knew it was filmed somewhere down there, but I didn't actually know it was filmed in... actually, I did know a couple of scenes were filmed in Savannah. I didn't know how much, though. But yeah, that's really cool. Jan has never seen Forrest Gump. Would have lost that bet. Interesting. Damaris, that bet I would have made, because you haven't seen enough movies. I've told you that before. So yes, that I believe, and you should take care of that, because it's actually a pretty good film. But you have to be in the right frame of mind, though. It is not exactly a standard film. It's a bit of a sine curve film, is what I like to call them, where you have your ups and downs. You're joyous moments and your kind of sad, depressing moments. And yeah, that's true. Jan doesn't watch, but Forrest Gump. I mean, I thought, maybe you'd lost a bet or something, Jan. Jan said I should know that she didn't watch films, and fair enough, fair enough. I know, I know. And I guess I really shouldn't complain with you, Jan, because instead of watching films, you listen to a lot of performers' music. So maybe I should just keep my mouth shut. There you go. And yeah. And Bethany says she didn't watch it on purpose. Okay, that's fair. Some people get turned off by movies for one reason or another. It's kind of interesting. Something about it doesn't appeal to them, and they don't want to watch it. And that's, again, perfectly valid. I have a few movies like that too that I've just never really wanted to see. There are a couple of movies I've actually never seen that surprise me that I really should see. One is Scorsese's Raging Bull. I think that was 1980. And it was, boxing film, not really my favorite genre, but it's such a classic film. It's on everybody's top 100 list kind of thing of best movies ever made. So I'm kind of like, I should see that. And usually I love movies. So top 100 list, I've usually seen them all. And I go down, yes, Raging Bull, no, yes. And it's like that. So it's kind of strange. Yeah. Yeah, and I skipped over Elizabeth, and I should have made reference to that. Sorry. She said that I still don't like coffee by itself, but add milk and sugar. I also sometimes add a bit of cinnamon and nutmeg in the coffee grounds. Interesting. And a teeny pinch of salt in the grounds, which kills the bitterness. I get that. That's interesting. I mean, I don't get the coffee part, but the rest, yeah. I mean, cinnamon and nutmeg are, of course, the good flavors, and that would certainly make it taste less like dirt in my mind. But yeah, that's a good combination. So totally, yeah, Elizabeth, that's a good one. That's definitely good. Now, okay, I've really gone on a really deep tangent. I'll just say one more thing and then move on. Sorry about that. I feel like I'm on Shakespeare's coffee break already. I guess I just kind of got inspired. But for how I make iced tea, here's also a little known fact. Iced tea. This is for those of you that talked about Savannah. This is a Georgia recipe, as a matter of fact, and what I do is when I pour the hot water over the tea bags, I add more than a pinch. Probably it's closer to a dash of baking soda. This is for iced tea, keep in mind, not hot tea, but iced tea. Add a dash of baking soda. And honestly, I haven't really seen where you could put too much as long as you wanted to get rid of the bitterness. So yeah, what it does is a pinch might be, if you want a little bitterness, a pinch might be good. But what it does is it allows you to really steep the coffee for longer. The tea for longer. And I know, baking soda, right? And usually it gets a little bitter and strong when you do that. What this does is it gets rid of some of that bitterness. So you still have strong tea, but it doesn't have that heavy bitterness that I'm very sensitive to bitter. Not my favorite taste. So yeah, just doing that and then doing that, it really evens out the taste. Now, start with a pinch and try it, and you can try a little more and just to get where you like it. But I've never noticed being able to use too much. Eventually you get to a point where it's just, you're going to get rid of all the bitterness and you can add more, and you already have, so it's not going to do anything. And it's baking soda. It's not going to hurt you. So yeah, it doesn't really seem to affect the taste on its own other than getting rid of that bitterness. And if you can get it right for what you prefer, it really makes great iced tea. So something to try. Really good. So anyway, that was a little preview of things I'm going to be talking about on Shakespeare's Coffee Break. Yes, that's how we'll sell this. Yes, I did that on purpose because, yes, that's an example of what you will get tomorrow if you tune in. Okay, I think they bought it. Okay, moving on. Then, yes. Also, oh yes, where do you find it? It will be, if you can go to the Life's a Faire Facebook page and or the YouTube channel. Well, actually, I don't know if we'll have it on the YouTube channel. I don't think we will, but we'll have the link on the Facebook page, and it'll be on Shakespeare Approves is his page, and yes, that's how you'd have to do it. You can go to Shakespeare's page, or you'll find a link on our Facebook page. So I guess it's going to have to be a Facebook thing. So for anybody on YouTube watching, sorry, but it's his channel. I do what I can, okay? But no, I mean, it's a lot of fun, and he is a hilarious, interesting guy. So yeah, definitely, definitely something. But there's more. Ooh, on Wednesday, just in 2 days, I'm doing my own live stream show. I know. I did do my birthday bash back in April, and it was my birthday, so I went ahead and did a live stream. Other than that, I've pretty much devoted all my time to Life's a Faire and trying to help other performers and get them online and approaching that. So this, I actually had to be convinced to do the birthday bash show. I don't know if any of you knew that. Lee was like going, "Come on, it's your birthday, man. You should do this." And I'm like, "I know, but I'm doing all this other stuff for this." And it was really, so yeah, I'm Wednesday night. I am really, yes, doing something for me. It was time. And it should be fun. I'll try to make it new and interesting for you. So check it out. It will be, oh, here, let me get this little card up because always good. Yes, at 7 p.m. Central. So something to, she really did have to yell at me. It was, I was, you have to realize how much work I was actually doing. And then we, her too, definitely. We were both working our butts off for like, oh gosh, since around March 13th or something, around there. I mean, it had been like every day for a long, early on, it was like 16 plus hour days of work, day after day after day after day, for weeks. And then finally, I think we're down to around 12 hours. But yeah, I mean, then it was just, oh my gosh, it was so, yeah, I mean, she really had to convince me. I was kind of like, I'm just finally getting ahead of things, and you're making me do a show too? Or, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get sleep. That's kind of where I was. But, and it was down to the wire. We got the show up and made it work. And yeah, definitely go check out my birthday bash show if you'd like, because that would be, that you can go and check that out. And it was a lot of fun. Yes, technically the end of February. Okay. We worked on, we discussed this. I think it was even earlier than that. We were working, we talked about it before that, before February. I think in January we even talked about it. But yeah, I mean, working was certainly started around then. But when Sherwood Forest closed, that's when, boom, all the doors opened. And it was kind of like, what are we going to do? And we should do Life's a Faire. Let's do it now. And we just jumped on it and started going with it. So, but yeah, if you haven't seen my, yeah, she's, Lee's saying that it was closer to 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, and she's not exactly wrong early on. Although I was kind of averaging because I did that for a while, and then, I mean, okay, how do I put this nice and still sound like still sound like I am worth it. Yeah, Lee's a lot tougher than I am. I'm just gonna say it. She can handle 4 hours sleep for years, and it's okay. I can't. So I think after like a week and a half of that, I had to like get like 12 hours of sleep one night just to catch up, and then I started doing it again. And so average, it was maybe different for me, but for Lee, yeah, she might have been doing that. I'm not gonna, I will not discount that. Yeah, and that's true. In December, I think that was about right. I I don't know if we finally decided in December, but that was what was discussed. Yes. Lee's saying that we decided in December that we would launch this fall, and we started talking about pushing it up when the first fairs close. And then when Sherwood closed, yeah, we decided to launch immediately. Yeah, we launched within about 24 hours notice. I mean, it was, yeah, it was sort of like, oh, let's do a pub scene for Sherwood for the following weekend after it closed. And we set up Life's a Faire, set it all up, boom, got it rolling, got the promotion, set it up, and got the technical side figured out, and figured out how to split it between Facebook and YouTube. And yeah, that was our first show. We'd already got that infrastructure together, and did a live show. And I don't, what was that, about 4 days, something like that? It got it all to the of start of concept to show. Wow. Yeah, she's not right. I do need my beauty rest. Yeah. Well, what can I say? I'm the talent. I can't say that with a straight face. I try, but yeah, it was about 3 days, Lee. She says we did that all in about 3 days. It's 3-4 days, something like that, depending on how you look at it, because I was working up to about, about 2 minutes before the show went live. So you can count the day of as like a half day at least. But that was good. But no, anyway, back to this. Yes, my birthday bash was at the end of April, and you can check that out if you'd like to actually see the only real music show I've done other than the Bog Off with Mark. And you know, you're not wrong, Lee. You know, low stress and good sleep. Yes. I look a lot younger than the 35 years old that I am. Oh, good. There's a 15-second delay, so I can move on and not read what she says. Okay. Yes, it's definitely. And and yes. So what happened was we were going to do a version with a bunch of performers and fans just doing Health to the Company. And put that in the show. Yes, I can't read what Lee wrote. It's in gibberish. I don't know. So yeah, put that together, and I was trying to get it all done in time, and it was one of those things where if I try to put this together, the quality is going to be it's just I've run out of time, and made the decision, let's wait. And I talked to Lee, and she said, yeah, we can make that work. And we did, and cut that out of the show, did the basic show. And then that one, we made a special video later. And I'm glad we did. It actually worked out a lot better. I had a little more time. And I actually ended up taking, I didn't just go the next day. I took my time on it and did, I think, a really good job. I'm very pleased. So yeah, check out the, okay. Now the thing is, when Lee says that if he's 35, then I'm 29, the beauty is, she actually kind of looks 29, so that's doable. She looks young too. So yeah, that's my point. Wow. I really think they need a better sarcasm emoji. Thank you, Kristen, for that. Sure. Yeah. And Carol says the shows have been really fun to watch and listen to. That gaming one made me laugh. Thank you, Carol. That I appreciate that feedback. That was an interesting collaboration between Lee, myself, and Paulo, and it really, I'm really happy the way it turned out. We tried a lot of things for the first time. One of them was the video server. I built my own I built my own Zoom, essentially. I had an extra older computer, put Linux on it, and set it up with as a video server so that I can send them a web link and they log in, and then to a room I create, and we can all talk just kind of like a Zoom meeting, except I don't have to worry about overhead or it getting too saturated with people and slowing down or having glitches or anything. It's just us, one computer is just for our room. And I like that level of control and flexibility. I can tweak it like crazy. So that's been good. That's been really good. I mean, we tried some other things for the first time too, Carol. So that was, yeah, the gaming show, Game of Choices with Paulo. I was really happy with how that worked out. Um, yeah, I mean, like the dice roller and all that I found on GitHub and tweaked a little bit for it, and that we talked about earlier. And yeah, gosh, there were a lot of new things, some new graphics, some, yeah, it was definitely interesting. It was a different approach, and I think in the future it's only going to get better, because that was like an alpha test, really. I mean, it felt like it. I mean, I did a lot of, well, maybe a beta, because we did a lot of testing beforehand as much as we could. And I was just so happy with the results, and I'd tweak here and tweak there. So a lot of good stuff, a lot of good stuff. So yeah, I mean, so again, thank you, Carol, for saying that, because it means a lot. That was sort of like a test show for so many ideas we have. Yeah, we tried to throw everything at it, and it worked. I think the only thing that we had a problem with early on was the voting, because we were trying to do reactions where people do like a thumbs up or a heart, or, you know, for reactions on voting for certain things during the show. And we discovered that people on cell phones had trouble clicking on the reactions in the feed. And I was kind of like, I wasn't aware that was an issue. And we learned that. So we quickly shifted and went into just typing in your vote and doing it. And next time we'll, if we do something like that again, we'll have a different setup for that. So that was a good learning experience. That was the first time we really, really messed with that. So yeah, I mean, so many good things, and really awesome. Lee jumped right in, and when that happened, told me what was going on, communicated through chat during the show, and we're just like, okay, let's do this then. Okay, just, yeah, and she jumped right in and took care of it, and it worked. Oh, to pinned comments. It was specifically pinned. Lee's saying that Facebook wasn't allowing people on devices to react to pinned comments. So it was because it was a pinned comment. I didn't even know that. I was not even aware that that was the problem. So that's interesting. But like I said, Lee pivoted and jumped in and did something different, and it worked fine, and we made it work. So Janine's asking if we're going to change to write-in voting for the next Bog Off. What do you mean? I mean, admittedly, Mark went crazy with some votes here and there, but yeah. But I still won, so I'm happy. I don't know. We could do. Let's see. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Mark about that and see what we do with the Bog Off voting. Because I assume, because we're doing it the way we are, we've learned a lot since then. We'll probably use a similar approach to what we're going to do with other things. Maybe a poll or a utility to do it. I mean, well, there's actually a lot of different routes you can go with this, with voting. So yeah, we're looking into it. We have had a few discussions, and I'm still doing some research. Yeah, what happens is at night, what I'll do is when it starts to get late and I'm kind of like, okay, I can't edit video anymore or edit audio, I'm losing my mind. What I'll do is I'll get into research mode, because that will be okay, and I'll use that as a break, and I'll go in and try to see what I can find. And it's a, you know, I've wasted some time, to be sure, but it was time that I needed to get my head away from certain things. But but we have found some cool stuff that way. And Kristen said that it still looked super cool setup and graphics, and thank you for that. And honestly, Kristen, that was like really basic. That was like version 1.0 type of setup. We can do a lot better. I mean, I tweaked I took stuff off to kind of make it look a little, to not have all those extra logos and junk on there. I want it to be very basic, and then be able to put more stuff on there, put a few things, but I didn't want it to look too busy. So I'm glad that you still thought that looked good. So thank you for that. And Jan's saying we will vote by mail next time. I don't know if I want to do the write-in vote thing, because then you're going to start getting into absentee voting, and the next thing you know, we're going to have recounts, and we're going to have challenges, and you know, it's going to be like, have weird rules where, in the event of a tie, after a recount where it's a confirmed tie, Mark and I will have to have a virtual version of Thumb War to determine who wins. And I don't really want to mess with that. That's some serious development software hell. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that route. You see how that progresses? It's a dangerous road, Jan. It's a dangerous road. Yes, and Janine's saying that people may have had the same problem with using the reactions as typing the names, and yeah, I see your point. So the typing of the names on there seemed like it went okay from what I could tell. I didn't hear any complaints. Lee might have a comment on that. I think it went okay, but the problem is, I mean, it does take up room and we have to kind of tally it. It's a lot easier if there's a mechanism that tallies it for you, just so we can see it and also anybody else can see it in real time, how the voting is going. I think that would be great. It's a lot easier. And it kind of adds a little bit of suspense when you have this whole, like these different things that are showing what the numbers are as you go. And I think that'd be better. But I mean, we haven't really decided yet. We're still looking at a lot of things, so we'll see. But yeah, thanks for saying that. But I don't think we had issues with that. At least I hope not. I hadn't heard any. Okay, but yeah, Unmeasured Time, Wednesday night. Come check it out, and hopefully it'll be interesting. If it goes well, should be making it a normal thing. So it's something you can look forward to at regular intervals. And so yeah, and it'll be a little bit like this. I'll be playing music and talking, and it'll be fun. And I know with other people, on Thursday I have them pre-record, and a lot of that is because I'm blessed with a phenomenal internet connection, fiber straight to the house, and it is I'm insanely lucky. So for live streaming, I don't really have to worry about glitches or problems. So it's a lot easier for me to rely on the live streaming. So it's not going to be pre-recorded. There are, of course, pros and cons to that, but we'll work on this and see how it goes together. And yes, Lee's saying that typing the names is a lot harder to track because of how the comments move. And it was. I was actually keeping track of that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I had a sheet of paper somewhere around here where I was all writing them all down, like, okay, and trying to do that. And I think she was doing it too, and we were comparing. So, yeah. So, yeah, anyway, back to the show. Oh, wow, it's already been an hour? Wow. Huh. And I'm not even that much of a conversationalist. I don't know how I got started in that. But, yes, we'll looks like we're about done anyway, so do come to my Wednesday show and hang out and play some music, and it should be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be, it'll definitely be interesting. One thing I can say about my shows, it's never the same show twice, because I don't remember what I do half the time. And like I said, I usually have a plan, but it goes out the window pretty quick. You got to just go with it. I think that's, well, gosh, I mean, that's kind of like the way to look at life, I suppose. I mean, you make a plan, but how often does that happen and where it works? So you kind of have to just roll with it. Thank you, Carol. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the show, too. Unicorns and coffee from Elizabeth. Yeah, a whole hour. I know. And I didn't even drink coffee, but the tea, this is not herbal, so it did have some caffeine. So, and I already admitted that I like to make my tea strong. So it's possibly that. Jan says not a conversationalist. Why does dinner last 2 hours? Because I'm listening to you. I want to answer your questions and talk and see what's going on with you and all of that. And I like your opinions. I run stuff by you so that you can, give me some advice and some feedback, Jan. I hope that's okay. I can go shorter if you need me to on future dinners. Oh, and Janine says, never give unicorns coffee. Now, why do I feel like that should be a t-shirt? At least a bumper sticker. Because, yeah, that just seems so dangerous on so many levels. Yeah, really, really dangerous. Yeah, unicorns with way too much coffee. Wow. Yeah, that's just, I don't even want to think about that. Although that would make a good comic, Unicorns on Coffee. And that would, yeah, I'd actually read that comic. I would read that comic for sure. Okay, well, anyway, now we're going over an hour, and I promised myself I would never do this. So, yes, I usually try to keep it to an hour because coming up next, Jesse Linder does a show, and I always try to check that out and at 8 o'clock. So definitely want to head over there. And he was on our show before. If you have not seen it, check that out from a previous show. But yeah, I mean, he's a great guy and a great musician. And yeah, so I love going over and checking out his show because it's a lot of fun. So yes, thanks for... and Andrew is a unicorn in disguise from Bethany. No. Although, if I was, wow, what a disinformation campaign I ran. Good for me. But anyway, great talking with you all. Always a pleasure. And look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. And as always, on Monday, on Fairlife with Andrew McKee. Thank you very much.